Hello there. Today I'm going to show you a brief presentation on how to do a Excel spreadsheet using Microsoft Excel, and I'm also going to show you how to do some formatting after you've entered your data, as well as how to create a small chart that will easily help you make a visual representation of your data. So without further ado, let's get started. So to start, we'll go ahead and add our title. And we'll just go with business operations. And then I'll just come down here and we'll do the first 3 days of the week for our column headings. So I'll type in Monday, and then you'll notice if I move, after I click out of it, if I move my mouse cursor to this little black box here on the bottom right, you'll notice my cursor turns to that black cross. And once I click it and drag my mouse over, you see it says Tuesday and Wednesday, and then when I release it, Excel will automatically fill that in for me. And that's one of the great features about Excel, is that it's really good at predicting data values or headings or titles that you may want to use for ordered lists, or as you see here, the days of the week or months of the calendar year, things like that. And so I'll just come down here and I'll say water, and we'll do tea and lemonade. There we go. And then you'll see here that lemonade kind of sticks out beyond the normal cell size. So one thing that we can do to easily fix that is just click right here, and you see your cursor change to this icon. You can just double click that and it will automatically adjust for you. And we'll go ahead and do the same thing over here next to Wednesday. And then we'll go ahead and add in our totals as well for the rows and the column. And then we'll go ahead and add in our data values. So let's say 35, 40, 25. So for Tuesday, we'll do 50, 25, and 30. For Wednesday, we'll say the water was a little slow with 15. Tea was maybe 35, and 40 for lemonade. And then once we have our data values, I'll go ahead and click right here in this cell, B7, and then I'll drag that over across the bottom. And then if I come over here to the auto sum button, what that will let me do is add up the totals for each of these columns here, B, C, and D. So I'll go ahead and hit that, and there you have it. It automatically adds that up for me. And then I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the total column here. Let's go ahead and click and drag and hit the auto sum again, and there you have it. And now what I want to do, now that I have all my headings and my data, is that right now it looks very plain. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do some visual formatting to make things stand out a little bit easier to the eye and highlight some important information. So what we'll do is go ahead and highlight our totals here, and then I'm going to hold down the control key, and I'm going to do the same thing for this column here, and that allows me to highlight both at the same time. And then I'll come up here and I'll give these a background. Let's go with this green color, it's light green. And then for our grand total down here, I'll change that to, let's say, this light blue here. And then just to make the headings stand out a little more, I'll go ahead and do the same thing again. I'm going to highlight them and then hold down the control key and go across the top, and then I'm going to click bold, and that will also help those stand out a little bit more. And you know what, we'll go ahead and do the same thing for the data values as well. So once again, let's highlight values, hold down the control key to add to our selection, and then also while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and bold our business operations title up here as well. Let's go ahead and hit the bold button, and as you can see, it's taking care of all that for me. And now another thing I'd like to do with our title here is just to give it a nicer overall look instead of having it off to the left. What I'll do is click on it and then drag all the way across, and I'll hit merge and center, and that will merge all these cells together and center our title, giving us a nice clean look there. And another thing I'll do to kind of visually distinguish all of the data here is kind of do the same thing with all these values here. So I'm just going to highlight my whole table here and hit center. That's going to line everything up, make it nice and neat for us. And in addition to that, you can highlight the whole table, and then we can go right here to borders and come down to all borders, and then that will add a nice black outline to each of the cells. And even though Excel already has these outlines on the cells, you won't see these when you go to print out your spreadsheet. But when you go in and add in the borders, as we just did, again, borders, all borders, that will make these show up when printing. So we'll go ahead and do a little bit more formatting on our title here. Just make that highlighted with a yellow here that stands out a little bit more. And we'll also do a border for that. We'll do top and bottom border. Alright, so now everything looks nice and uniform and very clean. And the next thing I want to do is show you how to use the data in our table to create a chart. So what we're going to do is highlight this data here. We want to include everything except for the total row and column. And then once we have that highlighted, we'll go up here to Insert, and then come over here to Charts and click Column. And for this demonstration, we're going to do a basic 2D column. So we'll click on that, and here we go. We have our labels here, as well as the x-axis labels, the month, the days of the week. And we'll just move that over here to line things up nicely, like so. Trying to get just right. And there we go. So that's just a very basic introduction to Excel. Of course, there is a lot more that you can do. So what I'll do is, in the description of this video, I will post some other videos that can help you with more information on some more advanced techniques for Excel. And please, if you have any questions on any of the information in my video or those other videos, please post your question down in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you on that. And I'm going to issue this challenge to you based on the information here in my demonstration and those other videos, to share with not only me but other users out there other tools and shortcuts and things like that that you may have found useful. And with that said, I hope that you found my presentation to be very informative, and thank you for watching.